Hi everybody, and welcome to Survival Dads. So today I want to talk about something called the prey instinct, or that gut feeling that you have when something doesn't feel quite right, and why you should act on it. Okay, so what is this prey instinct? So think back, if you can, thousands of years, if not hundreds of thousands of years. Humans haven't always been at the top of the food chain. So if you go back to when humans basically have evolved from animals, perhaps we have discovered very basic tools, or maybe even we haven't even got tools yet, but we're not civilized, but kind of, yeah, we're basically cavemen. Lots of things out there are trying to kill us. We haven't got claws, at least I don't think we did back then. We haven't got shells. We're incredibly vulnerable as a animal species. We need to use every sense that we have to stay alive. So we've got our eyes, we have our ears, and we have our nose. These help a little bit. But I believe back then, and still a little bit now, we have this prey instinct. So, in modern times, sometimes you have a feeling something isn't quite right. Maybe you get a knot in your stomach, you might perhaps feel cold, hairs might stand up on end, and you have a general feeling of weariness. A lot of the time you can't actually place this, and you put it down to something's not quite right, wonder what that is. That, I believe, is the prey instinct, or at least parts of it, still somewhere in our psyche. It takes a millennia to evolve, and I think somewhere in here it's still there. So to give another example, hunters. Okay, so I've read many stories of people perhaps hunting or hiking in the great American outdoors. There are still some large predators out there in the wild. So they're walking along a path and they have this uneasy feeling. They don't quite feel right. They think something's watching them, and that's a big thing. Something is watching them, or someone is watching them. So they carry on walking, and this feeling gets stronger and stronger until they either basically break out into a run and just sprint because their body is telling them to go, or they see a bear or a large cat basically stalking them. So what they put this down to is that animal basically watching them with, I wouldn't say evil, but with intent to do them harm, like eat them, for example. So I believe this is the prey instinct kicking in. Other people have said the same thing about humans watching them. Perhaps, I've read a few times, people are walking home at night, perhaps they're walking to their car in a car park, and they have that feeling that they're being watched. They can't quite place what that feeling is, but they have a general feeling of uneasiness, which goes beyond basic paranoia. And then they get to their car, they close the door, they look, and that person, or that feeling that they had is real, because that person was basically stalking them, again wishing to do them harm, and they've got to the car, they've locked the door, and they've driven away. I've read and heard many stories like this, and I think that still rings true. So, the prey instinct, is it a real thing? Well, I've spoken to a lot of hunters and people like that who have basically been stalking. So a famous story which happens quite a lot is someone will be stalking a deer, or perhaps they'll be in a tree stand, but they're well downwind, there's not making any sound, no movement, there's no way that deer can know that they're there. They've basically got the deer in their sights, they're just waiting for that perfect opportunity to take that perfect shot, but suddenly the deer becomes aware that they're there, and they just bolt. The hunter can't make any sense of it because they've just gone. But I think what this is again that prey instinct kicking in. So what this video is about is basically giving my opinion of what I think this phenomena is, and what I want you to take away from it is to trust your instincts. There's a reason why humans are still around, although a lot of us make stupid decisions which should really end us, but we are still here. Basically, throughout the millennia, we have survived as a species. We keep moving forward, and there was a time, like I say, when we weren't at the top of the food chain, yet we still managed to keep going. So I think this is the prey instinct, amongst other things, that has kept us this way. So if you get this feeling, something isn't quite right, you get a knot in your stomach, hair stands on end, you think something's watching you, take steps to improve your safety, or to perhaps move yourself out of that area, because it could be nothing, but it could be something incredibly serious. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So have you ever felt this prey feeling? If you have, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Or if you have any other explanations as to what this could be about, again, I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching. Remember to trust your gut instincts, and I'll see you soon.